Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your chef from cruisecooking.in with Veg Dum Biryani. Dum means pressure. Come, let's prepare the ingredients. Friends, we'll start off with ginger and garlic paste, for which I've taken 2 inches of ginger and 6 big garlic cloves. We'll add a little water and blend this into a fine paste. Once this paste is prepared, you can keep it aside. We'll be using it later on. The base of a biryani is korma, and korma is prepared importantly using curd. So let's prepare a secret curd mixture with 3 tablespoons of curd. If you don't have curd in some countries, you can also use yogurt. We'll follow this with 1 tablespoon of fresh cream. To this we'll be adding fried onions, but we won't add all the fried onions, just 75% now and 25% we'll keep it aside. To fry the onions, I've taken 5 medium-sized onions, made slices of them and deep fried them for 10 minutes at a high flame. And after that, this is what you'll receive: crisp fried onions. To this we'll be adding 2 green chillies, 1 cup of Dhania or Coriander. This is also called cilantro in some countries, and a 1/4 cup of fresh mint leaves. Finally, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and we'll blend this into a very fine paste. We'll call this the secret korma paste. Now I need a little water, just add a little water and then blend it. This is how it looks, friends. We'll keep it aside, we'll be using it later on. If you like my channel, do wish to subscribe. So please hit subscribe and also hit the bell icon to receive important updates and videos. Now for the vegetables, friends, these are 2 eggplants which I've taken. Eggplants are sometimes also referred to as brinjals. Carrots that have been cut like a rising sun, and French beans cut like these. Please make sure you don't cut any vegetable too small in size. 2 tomatoes have been pureed to create this tomato puree, and 2 potatoes which have been diced like this. Once again, please look at the size. It's neither small nor large, it is medium size that I've cut these vegetables into. Cauliflower florets, and the ingredients that have gone into this recipe have been mentioned in the description below, my friends. Please look for the details in the description below. We'll take a big pan. In this we'll add 1 ladle of oil. This oil I have borrowed from the same vessel in which I deep fried the onions. Cooking at a low flame, we'll add 2 black cardamom or badi ilaichi. Make sure you break it open and then add for flavor and aroma. We'll add a little bit mace or zavitri. Don't add a lot, it is very strong in taste. We'll add a 1.5 inch of cinnamon stick, 1 star anise. And now we'll add our potatoes first and increase the flame to medium. It's no rocket science, friends. Out of all the vegetables that take the most amount of time to cook will be added in the beginning, and the vegetables that take less time to cook will be added towards the end. It's as simple as that. So let's cook these potatoes for 2 to 3 minutes at a medium flame. And then we'll add the brinjal or eggplants and continue sauteing. We'll also add the florets, because the florets and the brinjal take the same amount to cook, the same amount of time I mean. After 3 minutes, we'll be adding in carrots and French beans because they take the same amount of time to cook once again. So, the purpose that we want to accomplish here is that these vegetables should be fried very well. The better they are fried, that is the only way your biryani is going to taste awesome. So make sure the vegetables are fried well, give it enough time and cook them well. And if you have observed, I have not covered the pan because if you cover the pan, they'll become soggy. So cook in an open pan. We added the ginger garlic paste that we had prepared in the very beginning, remember? And now give it a good mix. The ginger garlic flavor and aroma, once it wafts through the air, that doesn't take more than 2 minutes. After that, you'll be adding in tomato puree. So this is the tomato puree of 2 tomatoes. And now you can reduce the flame to low because tomatoes are very sensitive to heat. And in the meanwhile, we'll be adding in some spices, starting off with garam masala. We'll add 3 teaspoons of garam masala. Now you might be wondering, 3 teaspoons is a lot, but don't forget the vegetables we are using are a lot. And I'm cooking for 6 people today, my friends. It's a large feast, big biryani feast. 2 teaspoons of red chili powder. 1 teaspoon of haldi or turmeric powder. And 2 teaspoons of salt to taste. Once you've added all these things, friends, we'll give it a good mix and toss it nicely. Make sure the masalas wrap up on every vegetable that you have in this pan. Looks good already, and let us cook this now in the best way possible, that is by adding our korma chutney that we had prepared in the beginning. Remember the secret ingredient with curd, mint leaves, fried onions, green chillies and coriander. Remember? Oh yes. Friends, we'll give it a final mix and mix up all these beautiful ingredients together. I know your mouth is watering because you know this biryani is going to be turning out to be the best one you ever had. Alright friends, so give it a good mix, and now we want these masalas to incorporate well into the vegetables. So the best way to cook them is by covering them with a lid and cooking them for 5 to 7 minutes at a medium flame, or if you're cooking at a low flame, then 10 minutes. Our purpose, let me tell you, these vegetables will cook once again in pressure, that is in dum, with the rice in the end, my friends. So please don't cook these vegetables completely. No, don't do that. These vegetables should be cooked only 75 to 80%, not more than that. Alright, so don't cook them complete. That is the bottom line. So to check, I'm taking a potato and I'll pierce my knife. See, I was able to slit the potato, but it was not very easy. It was a little hard. That means they are 80% cooked, and we'll cover it with the lid, put off the flame, keep it aside. It's time for us to grab a pan or a pot, and this is biryani, my most favorite rice. Friends, it is a 1 kg packet, but I'll be using only 750 grams. I'm not using the whole rice. So the 750 grams of rice we'll be adding in water. First of all, there is dirt content in the rice. We'll cleanse it. To cleanse and rinse it, make sure you rub it nicely with your palm, fingers, hands, and throw and discard the water. Bring the rice back, and now to this we'll be adding in water once again. So friends, we have eradicated the dust particles and little bit starch, but a lot of starch is still available. So add water, keep this for 30 minutes aside, don't touch it. After 30 minutes, you will discard the water and throw it away. So the starch content is now gone, and this is only rice available. We'll keep this rice aside, we'll be using it in a short while. Starch is not good because it allows your rice particles, rice grains to stick together, and biryani should not have sticky rice, my friends. I've taken a very large pot because I want to boil rice. In this we'll add 2 liters of water, or around 1.5 liters of water. To this, increase the flame to high and add cinnamon stick little bit, 1 teaspoon of jeera or cumin seeds. We'll add 10 cloves for aroma, 4 elaichi or cardamom. Make sure you slit open and then add half lemon juice, and don't pour it again, sprinkle it all over outside. I just did that. 3 teaspoons of salt, very important. Most of you forget salt. Don't forget salt. Good. And so that the rice doesn't stick to each other, the rice grains, will add a little oil. This is around a tablespoon of vegetable cooking oil. Make sure you stir it nicely. And friends, it's very important that you make a note of this. Until the water is bubbling hot, you will not add these spices and you will not even add the rice. Only when the water is hot and bubbly, only then will you add the rice. Otherwise the rice grains will not bloat up and their aroma will not be released. It's very important. So can you see the water is already very warm? We'll add few granulated mint leaves, Pudhina ke patte for aroma. And now we'll add our rice that we had washed and soaked for half an hour in the water and discarded the water. Remember? Add the rice, cook at a very high flame for 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes, you will have the rice with you. Now, the secret. The secret is not a big secret, most of you know it. All you have to remember is, you don't have to cook this rice 100%, just cook this 75%. Friends, Dum Biryani means that your biryani should cook in dum or pressure. So this rice will cook with the vegetables that you have prepared in layers, one on top of the other, with a lot of pressure put on them by steam. You know, steam engine, steam can run trains. So steam can also cook your chicken, steam can also cook your vegetables, steam can also cook your rice. So if your rice is done, it should look like this. It should break. Not very comfortably, but yes, it should break, which means your rice is 80% done. You will learn this through experience. This takes approximately around 10 minutes. It's important you discard the water as soon as possible because the water is warm and the rice will keep cooking if you do not discard the water. Now this is 50% of rice that I've layered in a big pot. This pot should have a very heavy bottom or base because we'll be cooking this for a long time. And on top of this rice, we'll add our vegetables. So what we had prepared, vegetable stew, curry, we'll add all of that on top of the 50% rice. And we'll level this up gently using a ladle or a spatula. On top of this will go the rest 50% rice. So we are putting a pressure on these vegetables from the bottom using rice, from the top using rice. And that is why it's called Dum Biryani. But most importantly, you will know why it is called Dum Biryani towards the end of the video when I'll tell you how we accomplish that. So please level it up gently. Do not press the rice grains too hard. They are 75% cooked right now. Not 100% cooked. On top of this, we'll sprinkle some fried onions. Remember that we had saved these fried onions in the beginning? Excellent. After this, we'll follow it with some delicious oil so that it is not gluey and sticky. This oil I borrowed from the same vessel in which we had deep fried the onions, my friend. We'll take half a cup of warm milk. To this, we'll add kesar or saffron. Mix it vigorously and then spread it across evenly. Pour it. Please make sure the milk should be slightly warm, it should not be cold. After this, we'll be adding 1 tablespoon of desi ghee or clarified butter by smearing it on top like this. Cover it with the lid, and the lid should have no holes absolutely because no steam should escape. We will cook this at a low flame, very low flame for 10 minutes, and for the very same reason we are also sealing the deal using a dough because the steam should not escape. I have cooked it, and after cooking I did not open it like this. I waited for 15 minutes and let the steam do the magic. For the 15 minutes, the flame should be off, but just keep the vessel aside. And after that 15 minutes, open it like this and you will find the aroma wafting through the air. You will love it. And now it's time to dig in, but don't dig in the center because you'll break the rice. Go to the sides and go to the extreme bottom and bring the rice and the vegetables from the bottom to the top. And do this in a circular motion. The reason we do this is because the rice at the bottom is sometimes wet. And when it comes to the top, it comes in contact with the air. And this way, the rice grains do not stick to each other. And the second benefit is this way, when you mix it up gently from the sides, you also mix the vegetables evenly with the rice, and the masala also mixes with the rice everywhere. And this is how amazing it looks. The secret to cooking the best biryani is making sure that it tastes good and also the rice grains should not stick to each other. Let's test if it is cooked. I've taken a potato and I'll slice it. It slices very easily. That means it is now cooked. Ladies and gentlemen, Veg Dum Biryani. Enjoy it with some mirchi ka salan. And for the recipe of mirchi ka salan, you can click here. If you like my video, please do subscribe and definitely share it with your friends. Thank you so much.